Yes, I know. It basically Mick sucks out there for a lot of different reasons, many of which not just related to Joe Biden's genius Bidenomics, but also printing trillions of dollars for student aid, student forgiveness, sending billions to Ukraine, sending billions to Israel, printing trillions during the COOF years. The last, 15 years have been very financially irresponsible in this country. And many of the more recent decisions, in particular of Joe Biden, have exacerbated things, made things worse. And a lot of it is hitting the middle class and under, right? If you're rich enough to demand a private jet to go to a podcast, you probably don't care that the average quarter pounder with cheese meal is nearly $15 now across this country. You probably don't care that groceries are up, 20, 30%. You probably don't care that gas is $4, $5 a gallon because you never leave your house. I understand that. And I think that's why I try to spend so much time out and about, keeping, my finger on the pulse of reality. And it's tough out there for a lot of people. And right now, a big topic of conversation is what's going on in fast food. Yesterday, we had Red Lobster close like 50 locations unceremoniously with zero notice. We've seen the McDonald's, the McInflation, shrinkflation videos of like the Big Mac with a paper thin wafer of a burger, where the pickle is literally thicker than the beef patty. We've seen the $21.85 Big Mac extra value meal. Yes, that was certainly in some super rich town, but that's the same Big Mac I'm presumably buying here for close to $15. McDonald's now getting completely desperate, rolling out a $5 extra value meal, which is, by the way, what extra value meal should cost, and giving you shockingly little food for it. And now, no more free drink refills. By the way, I used to work in a restaurant, and I know it costs about 2 cents to fill a medium soda with, soda from, from the soda fountain is about 2 cents or less, probably if you're McDonald's. That's how pathetic things are getting out there. And it's starting with just this insane increase in prices for the middle class. I get it. I read the comments. A lot of people in the comments say like, well, I haven't eaten McDonald's in forever. I get it. And like, you probably shouldn't eat McDonald's very much. But I grew up where McDonald's was a special little treat. And, it's totally fine to eat Mickey D's every once in a while. And I happen to think that their quarter pounder with cheese is a pretty good tasting burger. And yes, I know I could go buy a burger from Chili's or wherever, here, there, and the other, but I can't go through a drive-thru in 5 minutes and get my lunch. And for a lot of people, that's all the time they have. And for a lot of people, it was cheaper than making your stuff at home. What's nuts is when you look at the last 10 years and people's reactions to it. This is very, very interesting. From the Interesting AF subreddit, McDonald's menu prices have collectively doubled since 2014. You see here, if we can maybe get a close-up, a better view of this. This is a pretty good infographic. So the McChicken was $1. It used to be a dollar menu on the dollar menu item in 2014. This isn't that long ago. This isn't like your parents talking about walking uphill both ways to school. It went from $1 to $2.99. That's a 200% increase. But I would say it's 3 times the price. It's 3 times the price. Instead of $1, it's $3 for the same thing. And if you've seen the patty's smaller than ever. A McDouble used to be on the dollar menu. Now it's $3. 168% as a percentage. Are these percentages right? Because isn't this 300%? If it's $1, now it's $3. It's tripled in price. That doesn't. Am I stupid? Maybe I'm stupid. But anyway, you talk about French fries. A medium fry went from $1.50 to $4. A quarter pounder with cheese meal, which is the stock meal, went from $5.39 in 2014 to $11.99. I mean, that's a full hour's work just to pay for your McChokin pukes. That's nuts. Yeah, you don't need an Oreo McFlurry. Okay, fine. But it's from $2.39 to $5.50. Look at the price of the Happy Meal. Went from $2.99 to $5, and it's just a 4-piece McNugget. A 10-piece McNugget, which is probably not even really chicken, is $11. They probably charge you extra for sauce now. And now McDonald's is getting rid of free drink refills, which is insane. Now, I don't know. I think it's been a while since I've been actually inside a McDonald's. Trying to remember. I'm pretty sure the one I went to had its own soda fountain. Now, are there people that might take advantage of that and sit there all day and just have 10 sodas? Maybe. I don't know about your local Mickey D's, but I know that there are many old folks that go to McDonald's with all their friends, and they get there at like 5 a.m. when they open, and they read the paper, and they hang out with their friends, and they buy a single cup of coffee, or maybe they have an Egg McMuffin. They're not doing any harm. They're not, McDonald's is probably still making money off of them. What's interesting is McDonald's customers are biting the bitter farewell to free drink refills, one of the latest casualties from the brand already facing an identity crisis over extreme prices. A recent customer in Pittsburgh told Marketplace.org that their local location began charging patrons for drink refills, something once given for free throughout fast food franchises. What's the world coming to? The man wrote on X. Anyone else here think it's wild that McDonald's is getting rid of their self-serve soda fountains? Pretty wild. They're probably no longer do free refills anymore. What's the world coming to? Yeah, it's pretty insane that you're not going to pay somebody. It's going to cost you somebody to refill it. Last year, it was reported that Mickey D's was gradually phasing out its self-serve soda fountains for dine-in customers by the year 2032. So, I mean, that's a pretty long. I say that's a pretty long run-up time, just to be fair. Now, a company rep told Business Insider at the time that charging for refills will be left at the discretion of the individual restaurant or operators, so that means they're going to do it. But in the other direction of fast food, beyond just McDonald's, seems to be telling customers to suck it up and order another drink. McDonald's tends to be a leader in the industry, and very often when it makes big changes, other restaurants follow suit. McDonald's is very smart about their costs. Darren Tristano, CEO of consulting firm Food Service Results, Panera Bread, and even those at the grocery store Wegmans have also observed a vanishing of the self-serve soda machines, according to Marketplace. Cornell University food and beverage management professor Alex Susskind told the outlet that food courts across Western New York and Pennsylvania are also following the same trend and putting those machines back behind the counters. While it may have felt like the greatest thing since sliced buns when McDonald's installed self-serve soda fountains in 2004, Susskind believes that they're more of a hassle than they're worth these days. The amount of cleaning and upkeep that are required for these guest-facing dispensers is pretty significant. The ice has to be replaced. You have to clean up the mess. You have to pick up the straw fragments. TikTok's famous ex-McDonald's corporate chief, Mike Harris, recently addressed the contrary, saying that the drink theft was likely part of the brand's rationale. Drink theft? He added that it's more desirable in the chain's eyes for folks to use drive-thru for quicker turnover times anyway. Let's see what he says.
Remember when I said McDonald's is abandoning the value consumer? I'm a former McDonald's corporate chef, and in an earnings call this morning, they fully admit that they are losing the value customers, specifically those that are making $45,000 a year or less, and they are losing them to the grocery stores. So They fully admit you can go to the store and make the same food for a lot cheaper. It's almost like I provided you a bunch of options if you really want it to taste like McDonald's. One of the other interesting things to note, though, is they are saying that they are profitable this year, even though they have lost a lot of foot traffic, meaning not as many people are going to McDonald's because they continually raise the prices to these absurd levels. Middle class and higher class people are still going to McDonald's, making them more profitable. So lower income folk, McDonald's is not the place you want to go.
Yeah, I mean, that's true.
Food options anymore. They said maybe in the future they'll try to target lower income folks. The issue is going to be they'll probably make portion sizes that are ridiculous. You're still going to be paying a lot of money.
And that's what you see, like a lot of these mid-tier fast food places. For example, like Culver's is a Midwest thing, I think, or a middle. I don't know how far Culver's goes to the coasts. But I mean, You go to Culver's, for example, you're going to wait for your item. They're going to give you a number. You're going to put a number on your car. You're going to pull forward. And you're going to wait 5 minutes for your food. It's going to be fresh. But it's going to be, I don't know, $15 for like a cod fillet, cheese nuggets, and a drink. $13 maybe. But it's obviously not a lot nicer. It's made fresh to order, things of that nature. There's an air of kind of quality that comes with that. Then also now you see April CPI prices show still too high. By the way, since Biden took office, gas 55%, groceries 21.3%, eating out's up 21.8%, baby food up 30%, pet food up 25%. That's something that I've definitely noticed. K-12 food up 65%, rent up 20%, electricity up 30%, natural gas 22%, used cars up 20%, airfares up 38.4%. Real average weekly earnings down 4.4%. I mean, the CPI is like your consumer price index. And they end up usually fudging it down, trying to hide it. But the consumer price index is up, groceries are up, eating out's up, baby food's up, pet food's up, rent is up, earnings down. I mean, there's really no other way to kind of quantify this. It's a disaster that needs immediate attention instead of sending billions overseas. But I guess that's just one dumb Midwestern's opinion. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave a like on it, and we'll talk to you again real soon.